Many countries around the world are experiencing a high level of air pollution. But how does that impact our body in times of COVID-19? Let's go back to 2003. The mortality rate of people infected with the SARS coronavirus living in heavily polluted areas was 8.9%. But those living in less polluted areas faced a mortality rate of 4.08%. Why? Our body contains a ACE2 receptor protein in our cells of lungs. Normally, these receptors work for turning amino acids and sugars into fuel for important processes that are happening in our body. It also helps to regulate the blood pressure. But the ACE2 receptor of the lungs of the people who smokes are more vulnerable to COVID-19 infection. And the thing is that the lung damage in the smokers are very similar to the lung damage in the people who have been exposed to air pollution for very long period of time. In polluted areas, air pollution mainly contains two pollutants, which are ozone and particulate matter. So first have a look at ozone. Exposure to pollutants like ozone is similar to smoking a pack of cigarette in a day. And ultimately, this is going to increase the synthesis of ACE2 receptor in our body. And surprisingly, SARS-CoV-2 enter our body cells by binding with this ACE2 receptor. So that means if there will be more ACE2 receptor, there will be more binding of SARS-CoV-2 to our body cells. And all these things can end up having a severe COVID-19 infection. Now let's know the role of particulate matter 2.5. Particulate matter 2.5 are a kind of particles that formed as a result of burning fuel and chemical reactions that takes place in the atmosphere. And particulate matter 2.5 have a diameter of fewer than 2.5 micrometers, which is around 3% of the diameter of a human hair. When we breathe, these particles enter our lungs, and as a result, there will be more virus reproduction, and virus will spread more quickly within the lungs and the body, and the WBC will lose the ability to attack and destroy the virus. And most importantly, the viral material will clear much more slowly from the lungs. There is also evidence that the novel coronavirus stick to the fine particles like particulate matter 2.5, allowing them to move from one part to another part by causing the airborne transmission of COVID-19 more effective. And that's why the highest number of COVID-19 cases are found in states like Maharashtra, UP, Gujarat and Delhi. Because in these cities, the exposure to prolonged concentration of particulate matter 2.5 is relatively higher. And also, Mumbai and Pune are the hotspots where the air pollution from transport sectors and the industrial sectors are very high.